Hi there. Today I'm going to show you the Bushnell Elite Tactical 10 power by 40mm scope. Here it is here, but before we get into this I want to show you the general setup I have it on. This is it here. It's a CZ452 military Lux model. It's chambered in 22 LR, and I've done a little bit of work to this. It has a Harris swivel bipod on it. I've made an adjustable cheek piece. I've done a little bit of trigger work to it, and I've partially removed some of the sighting system. The scope itself is mounted using UTG AccuShot medium profile 1-inch rings, and I've also added a vortex bubble level to the scope. I really like this combination. Okay, let's get into this. Before we get into it, I just want to show you the box and what came with it. It's your standard box. It's the Bushnell Elite Tactical 10 power by 40mm with the mil-dot reticle. Inside, you get your bikini scope covers, and I actually use these. Also came with a little Allen wrench to adjust the scope turrets. That's how you take the turrets off to zero it. And your basic literature. And of course the scope came with it. Up here is the elevation knob. And over on the right hand side is the windage knob. These are in 1/4 minute of angle turns for both windage and elevation. And there's not a whole other lot of features on the scope. Back here we have an adjustable eyepiece diopter. It's one of those quick focus ones. You have your 1-inch main tube, and the front of the scope is not threaded, so that's the end of it. I have also added a vortex bubble level. That's not an actual part of the scope. This scope has what Bushnell considers blacked out optics or blacked out lettering, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually lettering here that's all blacked out. Same thing back here. Bushnell logo is also somewhat black, and the writing on the adjustments on the turrets, it's a whitish green lettering, and it's not very bright, but it's noticeable. So the majority of the scope is a black, a flat black. Turning the turrets is, as with most of the Bushnell Elite Tacticals, very nice. It's a very definite turn, and it clicks into place, and there is no slop to it. And if you can hear it, you do hear it. It's not the loudest, but the nice thing is the clicks are very defined, and it's a big click. It's not a fine click. So I really love the turrets on the scope. To zero each turret, it's very easy. Once you have it where it's zeroed, you take your Allen wrench that's included, and without rotating the turret, you loosen it up. Okay, then you can just lift up and bring it to zero, and then push back down, and then just reinstall the screw, making sure not to cross thread it. And then just tighten it back up. And there you go. Now the turret's zeroed. We're now looking through the scope at a piece of white paper to easily see the reticle. This is your standard mil-dot reticle, where the spacing between dots is 1 mil. This has solid balls and solid posts, which is something to keep in mind if you're going to do a lot of precision shooting of small targets. Sometimes it gets in the way. Sometimes even the crosshair can get in the way. I'm going to zoom in on the reticle. It's going to distort the image, but we'll get to see a close-up of it. The nice thing about it is very sharp, very clear. Another nice thing about it is that the eye placement is not critical. You have a fair amount that you can move your head before you get any darkening of the corners, which is really nice. You can also use the full range of both turrets to their maximum without getting any darkening of the corners. So it's a very forgiving scope. There's not a whole lot of adjustment with it, so this is the sight picture you always get. One of the slight negatives with the scope and the reticle is if you get a lot of ambient light coming through the rear of it, where your eye usually is, it'll actually lighten up the reticle. It won't be solid black. Something to keep in mind. That's my biggest complaint with it, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I like pretty much everything else about the reticle. Okay, so here I am at the outdoor range again. It's a 100-yard range, and I'm just going to let you see through the scope and see what it looks like. This scope is a fixed parallax. I have my target set up at about 100 yards. In front of that is a little hill at about 40 yards away. I guess when you're at 10 power, parallax in terms of if the image is in focus or not, it's not so important. It's only when you start to get really close up where you start noticing how blurry it gets. Right now I might be looking at 30 feet in front of me or so. And that's about, I'd say 40 yards. The image is really nice. You really don't get color fringing at all. And if you notice as I move the scope around, it's a very flat image. Very nice. For the price, the optics on this are just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to just try and take a few shots, and you'll get to see what it looks like looking through the scope. I'm going to take a few shots at about 50 yards first. I know I have to have about a mil of holdover. Let's see if I can hit some golf balls. Now, I have to admit, it's hard looking through the scope, but let me try it. Yeehaw! Ready to go. Boy, I love hitting golf balls. This is Federal bulk ammo that I'm using. So don't expect extreme precision shooting from me. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can hit a few more golf balls. I don't think there's anything more fun than just hitting golf balls with a little 22. Okay. Oh, it's hidden. I'm going to still try for it. Don't know if I'm going to hit it. I think I see it now. Oh, I missed it. A lot of people always ask what type of a scope to get for a little 22. A lot of people are turned off that this is a fixed magnification scope. And I don't see why. If you're just using it on a little 22, I don't know. I really don't feel the need to have a 3 to 9 power scope. 10 power gets me right in where I want to be. Oh, just nicked it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll never find that one again. Let's see. I'll hit the bouncing ball once. I have a couple of clay targets set up on the hill about 40 yards away. Should be pretty easy to hit them. Yeah. I can get that one again, definitely. Let's see. I bet you. Let's see if I can try for that one. Yeah. So the scope actually works good. I'm not even looking through it right now. I'm looking through the viewfinder and I'm still having a lot of fun. To be honest, yeah, I never feel the need to have a 3 to 9 power scope. 10 power is absolutely fine. And for the basic 22 plinking that I do from about, 40 yards to 100 yards, I never really need a parallax adjustment. The image is always nice. The only thing I would like the parallax adjustment for is if I'm doing extremely precision shooting, say at 100 yards. It's nice to have parallax dialed in so when you move your eye, you're not getting actual parallax. Your eye and the reticle and the target all move. And that reduces your chance of making a mistake when you're shooting a target. So what else is there? A little green target. I'm going to try for it. Boy, these 22s really hit it. Yeah. Gotta love a bolt action rifle. I'm going to take a few shots at a paper target I have set up at about 100 yards. It's going to be hard for me to get some accuracy. I'm looking through the viewfinder, but I'll just have some fun with it. It'll get you an idea of what it looks like to look at a target through the scope. Okay. Going to aim at the top right one. There's already a bullet there, but I'll still aim at it. My scope should be zeroed, so I should just have a dead hold on it. Yeah, to be honest, I would actually like to have a little more magnification right now. It would allow me to see the bullet placement a little bit better. With 10 power at 100 yards, I find that I kind of have to go to a spotting scope to see where my bullets are impacting. perfect weather. This is so much fun. Wow, great day. I'm going to try for the little bouncing balls. I already know I need about a mil holdover at this distance. I blocked my green one. Just have to shoot it out of the way. Let's try for that right there. There we go. Now I can get the green one. Try for the orange again. Dead center. Yeehaw. Oh no! Block the green one. Actually, I wonder if I can get the green one. Let's see if I can. Damn it! Ricocheted. I'm going to try it again. Okay, come on. I got to get this. Reputation's on the line here. Hitting the green one without hitting the orange. I am shooting federal bolt ammo, so don't expect extreme precision shooting from me. I don't know if you'd call that a hit. Try it one more time. Got it! Heck yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Who says you can't have fun with a 22? I love to shoot this little thing. I'm going to just take a couple shots at some of the remaining pieces of clay. See how I can do. There's one right about there. Okay, that's a pretty good sized target. Should be able to hit that. Yeah. What do we have? Getting in the sunlight. Let's see, I can try for that. Gone. Heck yeah. And I'll put one target on the shoot and see. Come on, bullseye, baby. Let's have some fun. Boy, every time I look through this scope, what a beautiful, beautiful piece of glass. Image is extremely bright. Huge amount of eye relief. You can move your head around a lot. What a scope. See if I can hit some of those bouncing balls again. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Feels good. Fun stuff. Reticle is extremely clear, almost unnoticeable color fringing. Wow, beautiful. Let's see if I can hit some of those bouncing balls. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, I love that. How can you say it's more fun than that? A lot of people come here with very high caliber rifles. Yeah, they're fun. But the little .22 rifle certainly has its place. And boy, what a scope to round out the setup. You've seen the scope, you've seen what it looks like looking through it, you've seen me take a few shots with it. Now I just want to quickly tell you what I think about the scope. I paid $220 for it, brand new, and for that price I think it's a phenomenal deal. I've seen them go all the way from $200 to $250, and at any of those prices I would highly recommend it. I also compared it to the SS 10 times and the SS 16 times. And I ended up with the Bushnell. I thought the image quality was far superior on the Bushnell, and build quality, I really liked the Bushnell better, so I stuck with it, and I returned the other two. Let me tell you what I like about this. First and foremost, the optical quality is phenomenal, and not just for the price, I mean in general, phenomenal. It easily compares with the $1,500, $2,000 scopes. Doesn't have as many features, but optically it's right up there. The image is extremely flat, colors are very nice, you rarely ever get color fringing. As long as you work within the parallax range of focus, the image is very clear, so that's never a problem. And yeah, it's really nice. The Gen 1 mil-dot reticle is also very sharp, very clear, and it works very nice for letting you do holdovers and for milling targets. Other things I really like are the turrets. They have a great sound feel to them, and they work really predictably, so I really like that. Other things I like about the scope, it's a very compact design, very light. Things that I don't like so much, it's a fixed parallax. It's probably fixed for around 100 yards. And if you pair it up with a little .22 rifle like this, that's really not much of a problem, because as long as you work within a range of about 40 yards to 200 yards, your image is always going to be in focus. So it's not so critical as long as you're not doing the utmost precision shooting. The other thing is, if you let a lot of ambient light come in through the rear, it will make the reticle not as black as it could be. For me though, I do a lot of shooting with well-lit targets, and my face blocks out most of the ambient lighting, so it's rarely ever a problem. But it does crop up every once in a while, so something to be aware of. I see the scope being used primarily for somebody that wants to have a nice plinking and target shooting scope, maybe a little precision shooting on something low caliber, and it would be a great pairing. But they want to go one step above, and they want to add a little tactical aspect to it. They want to be able to read mirage, dial in windage. They want to be able to zero it in, and not just zero it. Now they want to have their data book, their data log, and be able to dial in for different yardages. Things like that. They want to be able to mill the target. They want to do holdovers, more than what just a standard crosshair would give you. Things like that. That's who I see really benefiting from this scope. That's why I bought it, and it served me very well. I would highly recommend it. I would buy it again, especially for the price. I hope this review was helpful. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them. Thanks, and have a nice day.